Today I'm on a mission to see if $1 tuna can really challenge your fresh caught market quality tuna. A standard practice to think just because your budget is low that you can't have a great meal, and I'm here to tell you that's just not true. Whether you're cooking with leftover ingredients you have in the pantry or personally going to your fish market and buying a whole fish, your tuna can still be unfathomably spectacular with just a few tweaks. So by the end of today's video, not only will you know how to make restaurant quality tuna tartare, but you have a clear precise winner between a $1 tuna and a $50 tuna tartare. So let's pin these two meals head to head in our tuna competition and jump right into the video. Usually when you think of cheap tuna, you think of tuna salad, and I'm here to tell you that's exactly what we're going to make, but it's going to be much better. To our salad, our main goal is to incorporate three things: fresh greens, a smooth creamy base, and amazing flavor. And to achieve this, well, we need to begin our prep. Grab one celery stalk and dice it into small palatable pieces. The more fine, the better. Celery has the notorious reputation of being tough as hell, so to counter that, make sure you take this part seriously. Place these in a small container after diced and set aside as we work on putting the creamy into our tuna salad. Creamy can come in many forms, but for us, we're going to incorporate two forms of dairy, and those two forms will be eggs and mayo. To a sauce pot, Dutch oven, or whatever you have that can hold water, bring 4 cups of water to a high heat. Once at a rolling boil, you want to lightly salt our water and add in our fresh eggs. Once in, set a timer for 9 minutes and let these rest in the water until done. Usually when I boil eggs, I typically go for a soft boil that's used in ramen. By the way, I already made ramen. Click the link in the description right here to see the ramen video. But for texture purposes, we're actually going to use a hard boiled egg. Take your freshly bathed eggs out of the water, and when the timer is up, and place them oh so delicately in a bath of ice water. Peel them after about 30 seconds or so, and do it underneath the water to make sure it's much easier to peel. Now that the hard parts are done and out the way, we want to begin completing our lovely homemade tuna salad. To a bowl, you want to add in 1 can of tuna that's been packaged with its own juices and not water or oil. Add in approximately 2 to 3 tablespoons of mayo. To add in our fresh aspect, take a handful of our diced celery from earlier and toss this in. To complete our creamy aspect, we want to take those skinned eggs from earlier. I don't know why I keep saying that. And add the whole egg in. We're going to break it down in a second, so don't worry too much about it being whole. And lastly, to add our depth of flavor, you want to add in 1 tablespoon of freshly diced pickles or just relish and half a diced shallot and add this in. To mix all of our ingredients, I recommend using a fork to really break up and mix in all of our ingredients. And as easy as ever, we have made the perfect tuna salad all from scratch, and it's delicious regardless of the budget that we're on. But what if we could really replicate what high-end tuna should taste like? What if we had a much bigger budget, say $50? And what if we could really enhance tuna so much that it would be the best thing you ever tasted? Well, that amazing dish is this tuna tartare. This tuna tartare, yes, this one right here, is an amazing dish. It has a crispy rice base. It's paired with some of my favorite microgreens on top, and also has an amazing sauce for the tuna itself. So let me show you how to make exactly just that. To achieve the perfect crispy rice, it's 2 ways to accomplish the goal. One would be to deep fry, and the other would be to pan sear. However, we're going to do both. To make our base, which will offer us a ton of balance and texture, we need to make some fresh rice. To a sauce pot, Dutch oven, or whatever you have that can hold rice, add in 2 cups of rice and bring this to a boil. In the meantime, pour in 1 cup of rice into a bowl and wash it vigorously to remove excess starch not needed. If you don't take nothing else from this video, always wash your rice. Drain it, strain it, and squeeze it to make sure there are no excess water in the rice, and then add it in the pot. Lightly salt the water, then put a lid on it, turn it down to a simmer, and cook for 15 to 20 minutes or until tender. Once the lid is on, please don't touch it. To get that perfect rice, you need to let the steam and the water that's cooking the rice become one. So just trust me. Once done, take it off the pot, and you want to grab a non-stick baking dish, 2 of them actually, and this will be used to flatten our rice. To the first baking dish, lay your rice in the dish and add in 1 tablespoon of rice wine vinegar and 1 tablespoon of sugar and mix this in. Flatten your rice out and spread it out evenly using a kitchen spoon, a spatula, whatever you have that can work just fine. Place a sheet of wax paper on top of the freshly spread rice and place your second baking dish on top, or you can use cans or whatever you have that can just simply weight it down. Press this down very hard, and I do mean very hard, and let it chill in the fridge for at least 1 hour, but preferably overnight. The pressing of the rice helps to give us a crispier fry, so make sure you use your forearm to press it in. To achieve the perfect crispy rice, it's 2 ways to accomplish the goal. One would be to deep fry, and the other would be to pan sear. However, we're going to do both. To a frying pan, you want to add in a high smoke point oil, preferably olive oil or avocado oil, and bring this to a medium-high heat. Take your rice out of the pan and using a cake shaper, cut out circular rice shapes and place a few in the pan. When placed down, you should hear the rice beginning to cook, and after about 2 to 3 minutes, they will reach that perfect sear for our rice. Take the crispy rice off the pan and place it on a drying rack while we heat up some oil. To the Dutch oven, you want to add in a decent amount of oil so that the rice can be perfectly deep fried. Because our rice has already been seared, it offers a texture layer first, and then when frying it, it gives us that color, that taste, and overall the crispiness that we're looking for. It should take no more than 2 to 3 minutes for the rice to be done when fried, and once there, take it off, let it dry on a drying rack as we move on to our next step in making our perfectly made tuna tartare. And that is our tuna. When making tuna tartare, it's important to use fresh tuna or tuna that is sushi grade. You can find it at your local Asian markets or at a really nice fish market depending upon what's near you. For me, it was at Whole Foods. Grab a bowl and you want to begin to prepare our fish. We're looking to create perfectly diced medium-sized cubes for our tuna, so you want to cut them horizontally, then again vertically. Toss these in a bowl, and we want to focus on really enhancing the flavor profiles in the raw fish. To the bowl, you want to add in 1 tablespoon of sesame oil, 1 teaspoon of chili oil, and then give this a light stir. When stirring, you want to make sure you use a soft and small utensil so that it doesn't beat our meat, so it doesn't damage our meat. To that same bowl, you want to add in a pinch of salt, a pinch of pepper, and a few freshly chopped chives. Half a diced shallot, and give this a light mix once again. The most important part of tuna tartare is the sauce. Some people like it sweet, while other people prefer to have it tangy, but for me, I prefer to balance the two out. And that sauce for me is a honey soy sauce. To achieve the perfect sauce, you want to add in 3 tablespoons of soy sauce, a quarter of freshly grated ginger, 1 small garlic clove, and 1 tablespoon of honey, and give this one last mix. You should begin to smell all the ingredients in our tuna become aromatic, from the ginger to the shallots and even the sesame oil. To add some freshness to the dish, we're going to dice up 1 avocado to be a middle layer between our crispy rice and our fresh tuna. To a cutting board, start by removing the skin from the avocado using a knife, then remove the huge seed in the middle. Once removed, place your 2 halves on the cutting board and dice them just enough into small pieces to be small enough to fit into our mold. We're at the point now where all we have to do is plate and enjoy our wonderful masterpieces that we just made. And just as easy as ever, we have made our perfect tuna tartare. It incorporates numerous levels of freshness from the avocado to the microgreens garnish and even the fresh grated ginger. It truly is one of my favorite small plates when I go out to eat. But now, I know you're probably wondering which plate I like the most. Was it the amazing $1 tuna that we made from our delicious tuna salad, or was it the fresh tuna tartare that I love as an appetizer? Well, it might be obvious, but my winner today is the tuna tartare. I love the fresh elements in the dish as well as the taste because it's not only extremely flavorful, but mouth-watering as well. Until next time, I hope you enjoy your dinner from Chase Andy. Don't forget to click the subscribe button in the menu below and click to my right in about 5 seconds for many more videos you really will enjoy.